Let's talk marriage and family life. Welcome again to the office of Pastor Kevin Martin, and let's talk marriage and family life. A spouse once said, "I love being married. It's so great to find that special person that you want to annoy for the rest of your life." I'm going to have to get me a buzzer to use as I tell these corny jokes. Again, welcome to Let's Talk Marriage and Family Life. In the previous sessions, I've talked about the needs of the spouse, meeting the needs of your spouse, knowing the needs of your spouse, and by understanding that, it will help you to help them, be a blessing to them, and it will help you to meet their needs. Meeting the needs of your spouse and helping your spouse meet their needs is very important for a happy marriage. Once a person is recharged or regenerated or re-energized, then they are more able to cope with stresses and with issues. Some people, you cannot just immediately when they come home from work go bombarding them with stresses and issues. And one of them is a melancholy temperament. So today I want to talk to you about the intellectual melancholy temperament. Socially, they are just the opposite of the Energizer Bunny that I spoke about yesterday, that's very lively and active and wanting to socialize and go places and be with people. They're just the opposite. Just the opposite. They do not enjoy socializing. Socially, if your spouse is the intellectual melancholy temperament, they're going to be introvert. They're a loner, very private, a private, serious person. And this is compounded if they are the firstborn child. So it's important to understand your spouse, who you married, and what energizes them, what regenerates them. So the melancholy temperament, they need alone time. They need quiet time every day to dream and to think and to regenerate. They are regenerated by the quiet alone time to be able to think, to meditate, and regenerate. So remember that. It's very important, if this is your spouse, to understand this need and help get this need met. If possible, when they get home from work, if possible, try to give them at least 2 hours. 2 hours of downtime. 2 hours of quiet time alone to think, to regenerate. In social situations, they approach very few people for association. And they are happier if not approached. As I've said, they're a homebody. They would rather be at home. They would rather have loner time. They are task-oriented. You've heard me speak in previous sessions about the person that's task-oriented. They are task-oriented. They relate to tasks and systems, but they have very little understanding of people. So, if you put the task-oriented, very analytical person in the same room with the sanguine that is people-oriented, they won't quite understand each other because the people-oriented person, they like to cut up, they have fun, laugh. And this task-oriented person, melancholy temperament, they're serious and they're task-oriented. They're very distrustful of people, especially if somebody comes up to them being very nice to them. They will be very distrustful of them. They're self-motivated. You can't push them. You can't pull them. They're self-motivated. Once they make up their mind, then they will do whatever that might be. But they can't be pushed and be pulled. They're high intellectual thinkers. Their mind, you can never shut it off. It's always going. It's always analyzing. It's always thinking. It's reliving everything that was said, everything that was done. So you can imagine when they're put with somebody else that is a talker, the social person, the people person, and usually when they're angry, they'll just start throwing out a lot of words and saying more than they should. Well, then that person that's a very analytical person, they're analyzing every word said, everything said. They can't shut their mind off. It's always going. So you need to help them. If this is your spouse, help them to somehow shut their mind off. Get it on something else. They need more time praying. They need to read. Find something to read. Find computer games or something that they can get their mind on something else. Crossword puzzles. Some way of getting their mind off of what they're dwelling on, because they can dwell on something and it become a monster in their mind. So this is where you need to help your spouse in this area. And their mood swings is following their thinking process. And they do have a tendency to dwell on the negatives, dwell on the flaws. And so if their mood is following what they're thinking, then it can cause them to go into a pit of dark depression as they're dwelling and analyzing and chewing on all the flaws and the failures and the negatives. So help them change what they're thinking, that they think upon the positive things, just like the scripture says. Think on things that are good, good reports. Get their mind thinking on the positive, seeing the good, and that will help bring them. Remember, you can't push them, you can't pull them. What they're dwelling on, what they're thinking about. So if you change what they're thinking and their thoughts are upward thoughts, it will lift them up and lift them out of any depression that they may be in. They have the ability to see pictures in their mind. And because of this, they can relive the past in detail. While others, they'll go through something and yesterday's gone, it's forgotten. They quickly move on. They quickly forget. They quickly forgive. This person dwells on everything and they relive it just like it just happens. They are the perfectionistic people, very perfectionistic, and they expect perfection from self and from others. And because of that, it will create the low self-esteem, because they're looking at those details in such a deep way that they will see their imperfections. So you've got to help them. They're strong-minded. Once their mind's made up, you can't change it. So again, they need quiet time alone to regenerate every day. They need a home that is orderly. They need a sanctuary that's away from the rest of the world. They need not to be forced to socialize a lot, because that causes them anxiety, being around people, socializing. They need to feel loved. They need to feel appreciated. And they need an employment where they undertake tasks with minimal amounts of interaction with people. It's very important. Being near people causes extreme stress and anxiety. They need economic stability. They need to learn to focus on the positive things rather than the negative things, and to deal with anger constructively in ways that are pleasing to God. And they need to look at themselves and others through the eyes of Christ. This is very important because this will give them permission to be imperfect, and it will lessen their criticism of themselves and others, to look through the eyes of Christ and allow imperfection. Give a lot of mercy. Look at yourself through those same eyes. Look at others through that. And give room. Everybody has imperfections. Everybody has faults. Everybody has failures. And to help them develop habits of doing the same things at the same time every day. And this will add to their efficiency and increase their self-perception. All right. God bless you. It's been good being with you today. I hope that you've had a great day, and I pray that it's been a blessing to you. If you would like to give a love offering, you can go to our church website at www.atascocitaupc.com. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.